So here's how we're gonna do the skit. All right. I'm gonna put some water in here. All right, just like that. Then we're gonna shake the table to make it look like the scene, and then that's when you say the famous line.
Good idea.
All right.
I got it.
Okay.
Say no more.
Just making sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Motherfucker, that's not the line.
But that's the Spielberg.
Dude, that's not the right movie.
Fuck. Welcome back to the Real Talk Podcast, episode 88. I'm your host, Nathan, and I'm joined by the man himself, Matthew Neves, to my left.
Woo.
And today, we got a good one, folks.
Hell yeah.
Jurassic Park is turning 30, and we are going to look back at the absolute Steven Spielberg classic of the 90s, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, man. Jurassic Park. I'm so excited. I haven't thought about Jurassic Park in a while because they made a really bad one last year. It was called Jurassic World Dominoes or Dominion,
yeah.
whatever that film was called. They're really running out of titles, man, with this shit. But the first one is great.
The first one is so special, so I don't know, just gives me so much nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't grow up in the 90s, but I feel like I grew up with this movie. It's just It's such an awesome fucking movie. It's music done right.
Yes.
It's visual effects done right. It's characters done right.
Yes.
It's the gold standard for so much.
It was a nice era of the early 90s. I put this in the same category as like Terminator 2, where it's like the CGI and the practical effects and the movie all work together. It worked perfectly.
But it takes a visionary like Spielberg to not just be like, the new tech is CGI.
Yeah.
Let's fucking, and I'm making a dinosaur movie.
Right.
Let's go Phantom Menace style.
Yeah.
Let's go hard on the CGI. He doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
He uses it when he needs to.
Yes.
In the close-ups, he does this mix of practical,
Mm-hmm.
and it works so well in making these timeless dinosaur effects.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's the thing is like Spielberg was one of the few directors that was like really into the CGI as well as practical merging. And then I think future directors were like, oh, we could just do all CGI. And that was like this weird era of like, do we do it all or do we do a mix of it? Or like, how do we handle this? And a lot of people didn't know how to handle it. They were just like, oh yeah, you could just put everything on a computer.
Yeah, and we see a lot of movies, like now in retrospect, you see what movies did that because they age poorly, right?
Yes.
Versus like nowadays, I mean, CGI is so good that it's like, that's just the way people do shit, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But this is such a like timeless mix of both.
Mm-hmm. It was really nice. I'm actually curious, like, was this the first Jurassic Park film you ever watched? Or you told me you didn't see any of the sequels.
No, I haven't seen many sequels. This one is just one I saw as a kid and was just kind of like a comfort movie. Watch it every couple of years or whatever, and I don't know, for whatever reason, the sequels kind of get a bad rep, right? Like some of them do, some of them don't. Some are good, some are bad. I haven't really I don't know which ones to check out. Maybe you can recommend another one to me.
For sure. The consensus for most people is none of them even compare to the first one.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's mostly a lot of Spielberg's talent.
Which is,
through.
yeah. Which
it's like
is
Jaws.
Yeah.
It's like you watch the first Jaws, it's a fucking classic. So when you see like Jaws 2, even though it's like, it's not terribly made, it's like, I mean, you can't compare it to the fucking Spielberg one.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess in terms of ranking, I saw Lost World. I read the book. It's the only book in the Jurassic Park, Michael Crichton that I read. Very well written. I really love the book. I love Ian Malcolm's character. It's my favorite rendition of that character is how he, he's very intelligent. He's very snarky, but in a way that feels natural. In Lost World, I don't know what the fuck happened, but Jeff Goldblum, like, I wasn't a fan of how he handled that character in the sequel. In the first one, he was great.
Jeff Goldblum steals the show.
He's amazing. In the sequel, he downplays it so much. A lot of the characters are stupid. This is one of those moments where it's like, oh, the characters are so dumb. They deserve to die type of shit. and the whole plot is like, oh yeah, they're going to New York. It's like that's only like the last 10 minutes of the movie.
Right.
Jurassic Park 3, I grew up with that one. That was my first ever Jurassic Park film I ever saw.
Whoa, cool.
I know it's fucking weird, but I enjoyed it. I watch it now and I'm aware of its like weird like
Yeah.
moments. It's very silly, but in
But you
terms
got some nostalgia for it. So.
yeah, like in terms of like a cheesy B movie,
Yeah.
it works really well. And then getting into the Jurassic World franchise, the first one's okay. I think the first one
is like pretty well received, right?
yeah, it was well compared to the sequels.
Yeah, yeah.
And to me, it was like Jurassic Park on steroids, which doesn't equal quality. It just
No.
equals like bigger, like
Yeah.
and it shows that. And I do like the ending. I like the climax. So then when the sequel came along, I was like, all right, I'm a little bit interested. Fallen Kingdom happens, and it goes way too stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It downplays it so much. It's even dumber than the other sequels. Not a fan to the point where I didn't even bother with Dominion because it felt like, oh, we're bringing back Ian Malcolm. We're bringing back, Dr. It's like, no. It's like, who the fuck?
Yeah.
What is this, Spider-Man No Way Home now
Yeah.
for Jurassic Park? So I gave up on that. My favorite is the third one, just out of nostalgia,
Right.
because that actually still used practical and CGI effects pretty well with the close-ups and shit. So I kind of like that, but yeah.
So you're in agreement that nothing compares to it.
no.
See, that's what kind of discouraged me from ever watching the sequels. Is that
Yeah.
that's what kind of everybody says.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, because the first one, there's always like little scenes I think about, like what's his name, Wayne Knight. I love this guy, Dennis Nedry, or the scientist.
Newman.
Newman. Newman. Hello, Jerry. Hello, Newman. He was in every fucking 90s film. Space Jam. The guy was in Space Jam. But anyways, I love the scene with him talking to the guy, like trying to steal, like, all right, this is how you use it, like the whipped cream or whatever.
Yeah.
His reactions to it, he's like laughing, he's giggling of excitement because he's gonna steal shit. and
He's
it's-
fucking awesome.
I wish there was more characters like that in movies nowadays.
I know.
Seems
The
like-
characters in this movie are so fun. So fun. You like them all for different reasons. They have such unique personalities. It's really the gold standard of like having like a movie with a lot of characters and liking them all.
Oh yeah. Another character I really like, John Hammond. I'm just looking at the cast list
Yeah.
right now. Richard Attenborough. He gives an amazing performance of like the anti-Disney, the anti-Walt Disney, because it's very much like, I want to bring this park to life. I want to, and like he has a lot of naysayers because it's like, yeah, that's cool, but also dinosaurs, man. They'll kill you.
Yeah.
But he looks at it simply as like a magical world, like Mickey Mouse equivalent of T-Rexes.
And the movie does such a good job of making you feel like it's a magical world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, right? Like
Yes.
the first part of this movie, like I feel almost as amazed as the people going into this park. I'm like, holy shit, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool concept that they, were able to extract the thing from the dinosaurs and
Right.
recreate them. I love that like instructional videos that plays.
Oh, that's such a theme park thing to do.
Because it's such a like authentic theme park video.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like,
Oh my
It was
God.
like right on
Mm-hmm.
and puts you right into that place. Like you feel like you're experiencing this park for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And then when things go wrong, you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah. But it also does that because at the beginning of the film, it's like, oh shit, like that scene where the guy gets eaten by and he's like, shoot him.
Yeah.
It's like close up of the guy, and it's like, oh shit, you don't even see the dinosaur, and you're just waiting for it to happen. The first time you see the dinosaur is the infamous shot of like, welcome to Jurassic Park.
Yeah. And the payoff is so worth it.
The music.
That's the best, man.
Yeah.
Don't fucking show your cards too early.
Yeah.
Because the suspense of not seeing the dinosaur is always more effective.
Mhm.
I think I attribute to what I think of like the Halloween franchise. Like the later I see
Yes.
Michael Myers, the more I'm scared of Michael Myers.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And the first one does the best job of that.
Yeah.
So with Jurassic Park, it's the same thing,
Mhm.
and it manages to bring you to bring some scenes that are genuinely scary.
Yeah, they're
Like,
really well
no,
done.
like scary scenes. There's scary scenes in this movie. There's a great jump scare.
yeah, Sam Jackson's arm. When it falls
Yeah.
off. I always, because as a kid, like the first time seeing that, I'm like, damn, what the fuck? I guess he's dead. Like shit, you don't even see it happen. It's
Early
just
Sam Jackson, pre-Pulp Fiction Sam Jackson.
by a year.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, man. No, he was
His
really
career
good
is
too.
out of there after that year. Yeah. So basically,
Yeah. I really liked how they handled a lot of these scenes because of the fact that like They could have easily shown the T-Rex throughout the film. By the way, sound design.
Oh
Holy shit.
God.
That T-Rex noise. I don't know why, but every sequel after this has never captured the T-Rex noise as well as the first one.
Yeah.
Especially at the end when the banner falls down and the T-Rex roars and like, damn, that's the fucking bass on that.
It's amazing.
And you always think about it, it's like, yeah, that's how a T-Rex sounds. And it's like, we don't know how a T-Rex sounds. That's
Right.
all the sound guy.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's like a mix between a lion, a few other animals, and it's all meshed together. And I'm like, damn, how the fuck do you hear that? Like, how does a
Yeah.
sound person hear like a lion, this, and think, yeah, we'll mesh it all and we can make it
Yeah,
sound
it's
like a
it's
T-Rex.
fucking high level sound design, man. The
Yeah.
highest level of sound design.
Phew, man.
Like I said, this movie is just a gold standard for so many things:
Mhm.
effects, sound, characters, all of that. Right? When
Right.
you watch this movie, it's just like, wow, Spielberg was dialed in the fucking '90s, man.
I think he had a lot of freedom because of that, though, which I'm so glad because like he's been making films since like the 70s.
Yeah,
So I think he was so established at that point that it's just like, all right, what do you want to do now? And he's like, I want to do something even bigger.
not only that, he's shooting Schindler's List and
Yeah.
editing Jurassic Park at the same time.
Yeah,
Like the tonality of those two, like how the fuck are you doing that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he said he struggled with it because obviously such
Yeah.
drastically different films.
same editor too.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
So about that too, which a lot of people, yeah, it was 1993. That was a very, very, I'd say important year, for Spielberg because of just how personal Schindler's List was. I would say if between the two, I think Schindler's List is the better film because of how much more personal it is to Spielberg, obviously. But it is very impressive how he can go from such a personal, very depressing outlook of, the Holocaust, and then you go into Jurassic Park, which is like a movie that people have so much inspiration and creativity from.
Yeah.
It showed his range.
It shows his range.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did. And it showed that he's not just this blockbuster guy.
Yeah,
And this is such, I think this is a really important time in Steven's career.
absolutely.
And in 1994, he cleans up at the Academy
Oh,
Awards.
yeah.
Just fucking. Schindler's List wins best film editing. Best visual effects goes to Jurassic Park. Best original
Yeah.
score goes to Schindler's List. Best sound mixing goes to Jurassic Park. Best adapted screenplay goes to Schindler's List. Best sound
Yeah.
editing goes to Jurassic Park, and so on and so forth. There's way more. Spielberg wins Best Director for Schindler's List.
Was that his first Oscar win?
I believe it was.
Damn.
Yeah, I believe it was. So that's what a crazy year for
Yeah.
Spielberg.
We'll talk more about Spielberg in a future episode.
Yes, we will.
But that is a good thing to point out as well. 1993 was a big year for him. What do you think what is your favorite scene in Jurassic Park? Because I remember as a kid, I had my favorite scene, and then as I got older, it turned into a different scene.
My favorite scene, and maybe there's not that much action happening. It's really when the doors open to the park.
Nice.
And that music fucking hits. It just gives me this happy nostalgia feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love that scene. I mean, the John Williams theme is so
Yeah.
perfectly overlaid. The music takes over, and it just really adds to the amazing landscapes you're looking at with these dinosaurs. It's so perfect.
Very
It brings you back to being a child and looking at these dinosaurs as these larger than life animals. And
Yeah.
that's why that's my favorite scene.
Hell yeah, man. I remember as a kid, my favorite scene was always the introduction of the T-Rex.
Oh, it's
At
great.
night?
It's fucking great.
Because I feel like because of the nighttime, like the CG and practical effects blend so well.
Well, yeah, you're 100%.
And it like the tension builds. But as I got older, I always look back at the one scene where they're like in the board meeting talking about like the technicalities and the investments and whatnot, and then Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum gives off the best speech in the not only the film but like the franchise itself and what it stands for. It's basically like, you guys are playing God. It's like,
Yes.
you don't know. You guys were asking yourselves is whether or not you could when you should have been asking whether you should. It was like that type of speech of like
That
playing-
is such a good speech.
yeah.
For a movie like this.
And coming from Jeff Goldblum's character, Ian Malcolm, who, the beginning of the film, he was very much like a womanizer,
Yeah.
like suave type of person, but he exceeds the expectations. He's the character you'd least expect to say that. You thought Sam Neill or Laura Dern would say that first, but it was him. And that's when you realize, okay, if he's saying that, what the fuck's what are we gonna be doing type of thing.
That is such a great scene. You're 100% right. Jeff Goldblum steals every scene he's in, though. I really think he's the standout performance of this movie. I love every time he's on screen. I love his outfits. I love his jokes. I love
Yeah.
everything about Jeff Goldblum in this movie. I'm obsessed with it. It's amazing. But what you're touching on is that morality aspect of this movie
Yes.
that I didn't get as a kid too much, right? Or I didn't think about
Right.
much.
Yeah. Same.
So it was like I hadn't seen the original Jurassic Park in quite a few years. So to rewatch it for this, that morality aspect of it really hit as like the deeper layer of this movie, and honestly bumped up my rating of this film. Now that I'm looking at it, from a grown perspective, that morality aspect of this film is the true core of what this film's about.
Another thing I noticed too as I got older, because I didn't notice it as a kid because I didn't really care at the time, but Sam Neill and Laura Dern's character is becoming like wanting to be parents, getting kids and stuff like that. You don't really think about that part of the movie
You're right.
until Dr. Hammond's grandchildren come into frame and they're kind of like protecting them and like
Yeah.
understanding them. And by the end of the film, when like they're all like hugging it out and stuff, like Sam Neill looks at Laura Dern and it's just like, oh, that's perfect character like development. They don't even say dialogue. They don't say, you know what, I'm thinking of having kids, or you know
They
what,
don't
I feel like
wink at the camera.
No.
It's just good writing.
yeah, great
Yeah.
performances, great directing. I'm like, damn, that's
Yeah.
fucking. The child actors are amazing in this film.
Spielberg is known to just get
Yeah.
the best child performances any director's ever gotten.
Yeah.
He just knows how to get these performances out of these children, and it's amazing. The child performances in Jurassic Park are great. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very relatable. All of it feels natural. Nothing about it feels like they're winking at the camera. Nothing about it feels
Nothing.
like it's like trying to. I don't know how to describe it. A lot of blockbusters nowadays, like I guess comparing it to like the Jurassic World films, Chris Pratt's character in those films, I don't believe is a real character.
These characters
He's
are
he's
believable.
very like, I'm Owen Thunderguns. I don't know if that's his real name, but I'm Owen Thunderguns. I'm gonna kill the raptors, or I'm gonna train them.
Yeah.
And then you see someone like Sam Neill or Ian Malcolm, like Jeff Goldblum, and they're like, no, these people seem like
Just feel like everyday guys.
you could talk to them
Yeah.
and be like, yeah, like what the fuck? What is this park? Like, I
Exactly.
don't see no dinosaurs.
And that's just great character writing.
Credit where credit's due. This book is based off of the.
Oh,
This movie's based off the book.
Which I didn't know about until doing research for this episode. I did not know it was based off a book, which is really cool.
Yeah, written by Michael Crichton. Apparently, the original ending was they were gonna blow up the island.
Whoa.
Yeah, I found that out like I think a year ago, and I was just like, wait a minute, they're gonna blow up the island? And you know who said no to that?
Who?
Spielberg in the studio. It was Spielberg wanted to make another one of these, which is why he directed The Lost World of Jurassic Park, which is the only other film in the franchise he's directed. And I think at that point he gave up. He was like, I'm done with this franchise. I'm
Yeah.
going to work on more personal films, understandably. But it is weird that like Michael Crichton didn't really want to continue it. So when I was reading the Lost World book, apparently that's like a retcon of the original book.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a whole other island full
Right.
of other dinosaurs. Like, wait a minute, there's another island with more dinosaurs and it's even more like unhinged. It's like, oh, sure, okay. How many islands are there? The franchise is very like messy when it comes to like the time frames and everything like that. Because
Right.
the Lost World shows Ian Malcolm. Just Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum's character, and the third one is Laura Dern and Sam Neill's character. So it's almost like they split apart,
Right.
but they managed to come back to the fucking dinosaurs, and they both survived twice.
Yeah, it's a lot of franchises just get like, yeah. This happens after a franchise. A lot of franchises after like 3 films, they just start like retconning and
yeah,
doing whatever the fuck.
yeah. That's why like you watch like Jurassic World and you compare it to like the original, and Jurassic Park is so much more toned down for better.
Yeah.
It handles the action way better. It handles the tension way better.
Way better, yeah.
The conversations I actually give a shit about because these characters are way more interesting than any other character from this franchise. And yeah, I miss it, but at the same time, it also gives off that genuine like, this stands out way more than like your typical dinosaur film, which got popularized after this.
Oh yeah, the
There was
dinosaur
so
craze
many,
after this.
so many dinosaur films. Open the door, get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. I don't know when that song came out, but I guarantee you this film made it more popular.
So I was watching Chris Stuckman's review of this movie.
Ooh,
He says that it's the best film of the 90s.
I disagree.
I am gonna have to disagree as well.
Yeah.
But I thought that was an interesting take coming from Chris. He really loves Jurassic
It's
Park.
arguably the most influential film of the 90s.
Mhm.
You could debate that.
Mhm.
Because of just the poster, the style, the CGI, the tech, everything. Like you could make a better debate of saying like this film inspired so many other blockbusters after it.
Yeah.
But in terms of the best, I don't know.
I don't even think it's
Spielberg already made his better film of that year.
Yeah, it's not even the best of that year, which is pretty crazy.
But I mean, it is what it is. Chris Stuckman also enjoyed The Lost World, which I disagree. But
So maybe he's just maybe he's just a Jurassic Park fanboy and loves the franchise. So
probably nostalgic for the 90s. I mean, understandable.
So I saw that I searched up that there's approximately 63 CGI effects and shots in this movie. The rest practical.
Ooh,
Isn't that
okay.
interesting.
That I'm actually hold on.
What a good mix of CGI and practical in this movie. It's unbelievable.
All right, let's compare it to Jurassic World. How many shots in that film? Apparently, there was 2,000 instances of CGI.
Wow. See? There you go.
Holy shit!
There's the difference.
There is the motherfucking difference. Also, understandably, have you ever gone to Universal Studios?
No, I wish.
No?
I wish.
Oh man, because they have the Jurassic Park area.
Yeah.
the theme park.
Tell me about that experience.
It's very, very, very cool. It's like I went on the water park version of it as a kid, and like we went down, and like the T-Rex roars at us, and then boom, we go down in the splash and all that shit. It was really cool. It was probably the closest you would get to like, oh, what if Jurassic Park was real?
Right.
Without anything too crazy. It was like a ride version of it. So, yeah. Universal got it on the bag. They were like, when they read Jurassic Park script, I guarantee you they were like, oh, this is going to make money, and we're going to actually make a theme park out of this. It's like, well, we're going to bank on this shit.
I went to the Jurassic World experience this
Oh,
week
yeah,
with
you
my
did.
godson.
How was
He's in
that?
his dinosaur phase. He's like, he's young and he's in his dinosaur phase. He likes to play with little dinosaur
Yeah.
toys. So we went, and man, I gotta say, those fucking effects on those dinosaurs are pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Like it's a pretty cool experience. And also not like it was long enough where I was like, yeah, I felt like I got my money's worth out of it.
Was it like the Stranger Things experience where it's like virtual, like the monitor, or how was it different?
No, it was like a lot of different rooms, and different rooms had like different dinosaur habitats kind of thing. So that's how it was. But
okay.
these were like standalone like animatronic dinosaurs, but looked insanely real.
Damn.
It was really, and they were huge, like to scale, like insanely real. It was very cool.
So all animatronics for the dinosaurs when
Yes.
you're holy shit.
Yeah, very cool.
That's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wow, this show is a lot of work to put on, and as often as they put it on, it's really cool.
Damn. We talked about Jurassic Park for so much. What's your favorite dinosaur? I always think about this question. It's like a little kid question, but
My favorite
man.
dinosaur. I don't know.
come on.
What's yours?
I'm a basic bitch, T-Rex.
The T-Rex. Yeah, I mean, like you said, that scene is like special.
Yeah, it's such a special. I know a lot of people are going like pterodactyl and stuff. I'm like, yeah, pterodactyl's cool. but
Pterodactyls are fucking cool. And when I was a kid, I loved pterodactyls.
pterodactyls are cool. I can I'm gonna search up more dinosaurs because I know there's one. Also, pterodactyl spelled in a weird way.
Yeah.
I always got confused about that. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? What kind of name is this?
Spell pterodactyl right now in the comments without looking how it's spelled.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. I just
We'll
looked
see
it
how
up.
many of you guys got it right.
Stegosaurus is okay. They're like pretty chill little.
What's the name of the big long neck one that you see right in the beginning?
Oh, that's
What are those called?
Oh wait. I think I know. I think it's Brachiosaurus.
Welcome to the Real Dinosaur Podcast. ladies and
Real
gentlemen.
dinosaur. Yeah, it's Brachiosaurus.
Oh, Brachiosaurus. I like the way those guys look too.
Another thing, because like the more I look into this, Gigantosaurus, dude. You know what's stupid about the Jurassic World films as well is that they started like making up dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's
It's like, yo, the Indominus Rex.
like, what's the point of that?
Well, the point is, and I think the statement they're trying to make is like, oh, we're a big business. It's like people
Right.
can't just
That
be
things take it. Yeah, they're taking it too far.
people
Yeah.
can't just be cool with a T-Rex. We gotta like breed it with like the fucking juggernaut. And it's
Right.
like, what? Why would you do that? And it's just like, well, because it's cool. It's like, yeah, but you're gonna die even quicker. Like another thing too that researchers have found out is that a lot of these dinosaurs have feathers. Like
Damn.
not pterodactyls. What is it? The smaller. I'm really good at velociraptors. They found out that velociraptors actually have feathers.
Damn, that's interesting.
Jurassic World films didn't care. They're like, nah, we're not gonna put feathers.
No, but they look cool as fuck.
They look cooler without feathers, okay? So we're not being scientific anymore. They
Yeah.
were scientific at the time when the first one came out, so credit where credit's due. That's what they knew at the time.
Yeah,
But it's been like 30 years.
that's true.
We know what the dinosaurs actually looked like, so check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? Final thoughts on Jurassic Park.
Final thoughts. Jurassic Park Neves. Who is the standout performance of Jurassic Park?
Ooh, who is the standout? Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna say it. It's Newman.
Damn, Newman.
Especially when he gets killed, man.
Yes, Newman is.
That is the best kill in the movie. I will stand by that shit. That was awesome. That scared me as a kid,
Yeah.
and it's so awesome to watch it now.
Newman's fucking good. This is Newman in his prime.
I'm so glad they didn't bring him back for the sequels. Like, I'm actually alive, guys. It's like,
Yeah.
nah, it's fine.
But for me, it's Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, that
he's
makes sense.
fucking iconic. Newman's my number 2.
Hell yeah, man.
Jeff Goldblum's so iconic.
Yeah.
Really makes this movie for me. I aspire to be Jeff Goldblum in this movie.
Goldblum is awesome, man. With the leather jacket and
so
shit.
gangster. Bro.
How is he not sweating in that?
Yeah.
Like, okay, first
the
off,
most ridiculous outfit to wear to a dinosaur theme park.
it's like, yeah, this is what you wear. It's fucking leather. It's like, bro, you're gonna be dead in that.
He's dressed like he's going to the club. I love it.
No, he's got drip. The man's got drip.
Where does this rank in your Spielberg filmography of the 90s?
In the 90s? Oh, come on, man. It's definitely top 3.
Yeah.
I always think of Schindler's List because that's such a
Personal.
impactful film.
Yeah, it's
And
great.
Jurassic Park doesn't have that effect with me.
Yeah.
But to say that it's not like one of the best films of that era is you're just lying to yourself. It's so influential. It really did like revolutionize so much. And it's also a very heartwarming story at times. So, yeah.
You're absolutely right. Happy 30th birthday, Jurassic Park. I love this movie, and I'm sure it'll be played in 100 years because Spielberg did it in a way that it feels very 90s. It also feels timeless.
Yeah.
And that's very hard to do. It's like
Exactly.
it captures an era, but never feels outdated. And that's a really special thing to do, and you could do that with a movie.
That's what we call a classic film.
That's what we call a classic.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Real Talk Podcast. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Brush your hair.
Peace out.